Today I've been checking out Cataclismo, which comes to Steam on the 22nd of July 2024. The premise of the game is to design and build fortresses brick by brick to stand against endless hordes of horrors. It's like real-time strategy mixed with resource management, siege defense, and exploration. There's also a little bit of puzzle in there as well, and if you want to think of it as other games, imagine a little bit of They Are Billions crossed with Stronghold, and you wouldn't be too far off. You're attacked every night by the horrors, and it's up to you to design your walls and defenses using the blocks. So you can build like walls, towers, gates. You can build like defensive things, and you have the freedom-ish to make them how you want. Since building is a big part of this game, it's generally pretty easy. However, you do tend to get set areas to build your walls, and they tend to lead into where other walls have already been. So you know, there is a little bit of a limited factor there, but you do get quite a bit of freedom. Talking about building, there's also resource mechanics in the game, so you will need to build like stonemasons, barracks, sawmills, houses for your workers. All the buildings were quite nicely designed, assets look good, they're generally quite easy to place as well. Some buildings like require you to build like a tower first and place them on top, which is pretty cool. And there's like little bits of puzzle elements, so like there'll be some stairs, but all the rest of the stairs is crumbled away, so you'd have to build new steps to use them steps to get to where you want to go, or there might be like a gap across a bridge or something, so you have to work out how to get across. At the beginning, I compared it a little bit like They Are Billions, and that's kind of like the horde and exploration side of things. With exploration, you can like take your army or your units into the world, killing enemies and collecting resources. However, I wouldn't say it was quite as fun as They Are Billions. The hordes are also not quite as well designed or varied yet, but they do offer a good challenge and can be quite tough on the harder difficulties. The missions included in the game are quite varied from what I've played so far. They have different elements, like there's a rain mission where you got like keep building shelters. The well-designed maps and areas, so for me that was good. Also, I feel like there was a bit of replayability in the campaign here because the missions were slightly different, which is one up against They Are Billions because that became very limited once the campaign came out. There's also a skirmish mode as well. And the lore and the story kept me interested because if you watch this channel, you know I tend to skip all stories, but this one wasn't too bad. Moving on to some of the worst things about the game, the camera is awful. It's terrible. It's probably one of the worst cameras I've used in the game for a long time. It just seems to snap, zoom, move out, zoom in totally, zoom out totally. It's just not very good. I don't know what it is about it, but I just could not get the hang of it, and I've never had that in a game like this before. So that does need improved. The graphics seem to be divided in opinions. I was just reading through the Steam comments, but I think they were quite nice and well designed on the whole. The assets look good, the effects look good. However, I would say the enemy design was probably a little bit lacking, if I had to be a little bit critical about something. Sound-wise, again, no issues. I also encountered no bugs when I was playing. So overall, I would say this is definitely worth a wish list. I'm not quite sure if it's a day one must-buy for everyone out there, but if you're a fan of any of the games I mentioned at the start, I think you'll find something to love here. And playing it, I've not found a huge amount wrong, but I've not found something that's made me go, wow, I want to play it and buy this game immediately. So I don't know if it maybe just doesn't do enough to stand out. However, it's up to 250,000 wish lists. That's pretty impressive, and I can see why. I think that'll depend on the cost and its initial reception to how much it sells, but I think you should definitely wishlist it and check it out if it interests you. Right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.